live again.
Live.
It's our Shadowrun crew tonight. We are reprising the characters using a different system, doing Cortex this time around. And let's just go around, introduce yourself, your character, and anything you want to plug. Chuck.
Oh, man. I am Chuck with the Defenders of Cobalt. You can find us at twitch.tv/Defenders of Cobalt. We run all sorts of stuff over there. Wednesday, I think we're continuing our SCP DCC funnel. We run Mutant Crawl Classics, Dungeon Crawl Classics. We've got some Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea coming up. We still have some 5th edition on there, but I'm working on that. Yeah, Defenders of Cobalt. And then also I appear on a bunch of other people's streams, like Jeff's and TT2KB. So yeah, that's me.
Hey, Jeff, what is that other stream?
That other stream is Adventures in Lollygagging. You can find us at twitch.tv/thelollygaggers or just thelollygaggers.com. Play a bunch of different games. Chuck plays in our Monday game, so you can check us out on Monday. We also have like a weekend game on Fridays or Saturdays. We're either playing like Mutineer Zero or lately Electric Bastion Land. And then we also stream on Thursdays over at twitch.tv/ZweihanderRPG. And we have a couple podcasts as well, Adventures in Lollygagging and the Lollygaggers podcast. So lots of different things you can find us. Are we talking about who we're playing?
Yes.
All right. I am playing Gantu Proboa. He is a dwarven street samurai, and he's smarter than he looks, and he likes to smash things and get up close. Yeah.
Let's flip back to Chuck real quick. You didn't tell us who your character was.
I forgot that part. I am playing Ivan, the mage. In this version of the game, he's real good at starting fires, and he's a little bit on the paranoid side, so he's got some awesome detection spells to fall back on. So yeah, Ivan.
Nice. Christopher.
I am Christopher with Two Old Guys Games. I packed up 25% of my Kickstarter fulfillment for sinking the Stercorarius today. You can find that if you're interested at 2oggames.com/shop. And I play a bunch of games with Chuck and Jeff and Bert here. And I have Techno G, who we found out his real name is Gregorius because his mother called him that in one of the scenes in Fate. And he is an elf rigger, believes that technology can overcome all obstacles, and the organic solution is always the last thing. And I think he had to resort to that once in the last series of adventures.
Always good. And I'm Bert, BizLab on the inner tubes. I run a little podcast called Of Steam, Steel and Murder, which currently we're running a BX Dungeons and Dragons game, Indiana Jones, the original TSR version, Savage Worlds Wise Guys, and what else is in there? I know I'm missing at least one. Yes, Fate Accelerated Dresden Files, the Alaskan Chronicles. Way behind in posting, but we're not dead yet. I just have not had time to edit. But tonight we're back to the Shadowrun 2050 universe. This is circa second edition of Shadowrun. This is big neon hair, and there's no such thing as Wi-Fi. That's a vision of the future as from the 80s. So, guys, it has been a few months since your last mission. You've gotten a bit of notoriety. Apparently, Mariah may have done you a solid because you're a known group on the streets. Comes with a little bit of a downside, of course. It means you get better clients, but it also means that, you're famous, and being a shadow running crew and in the limelight is not necessarily a great thing. It makes you a target for some folks. You have been living high on the cyber hog since then. You've upgraded your digs, which is good since it was destroyed.
Totally.
During the last mission.
Twice.
Yeah. So you're in a D8 lifestyle, which is, that's a comfortable lifestyle. So where have you guys been camping out for the last couple of months?
Ooh.
Definitely not the sewers anymore.
No, definitely not the sewers. That's no good.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. That's D4 is the
Right.
sewer. D6 is living on the street.
Mhm.
D8 is 4 walls and windows, which we didn't have last time, I think.
Yeah.
Doors and windows. So,
All right.
somewhere.
So what is your new
small.
hideout? I mean, it's it's a building or it's a house in a pretty decent neighborhood with the D8.
Maybe like an old, it's like since we got the van all the time, maybe like an old mechanics
Ooh, I like
garage
that.
house or
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Like a brick garage.
Yeah,
there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. It's an old garage that works on classic cars a lot,
Yeah.
Since yours is one that still uses petrol.
Sorry, environment.
That's your mama talking. So, yes, things have been fairly good. You haven't had to really do much in the way of work since then, but you have been noticing that the funds are starting to dwindle a bit. You figure, you can keep up the rent on this space for a few more months anyway, but you've had to tighten your belts a little bit. It's never a good feeling when you get used to a better lifestyle. But today might be your lucky day as, let's see. I think you called him Egri, the street hobo. I think that was one of yours, Jeff.
Mine was Ruben.
Oh, Ruben. Oh, okay.
Ruben.
Who had the street hobo?
I had Ruben the street hobo. I met him at a soup kitchen. Is that the one you're thinking?
Oh, yep, that's it. Yeah, Ruben.
Ruben at
All
the
right.
soup kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. So having to keep up with your contacts and, you have to reach out every once in a while to keep those connections alive. You run into Ruben, who is like, hey, man, it's been a while. Can you spare a cigarette from an old friend?
For you, Ruben, you got it, buddy. And
he gets in just close enough that you can definitely smell the street on him. He's like, hey, you guys got a little famous around here. You still doing jobs?
Hey, we're still doing them. 15 minutes of fame ain't up yet, but we certainly could use a job or two. Yeah, for you if you've got to leave, of course.
Yeah. I do. I'm getting a small finder's fee for this. If you take the job, so you'd be helping a fella out if you do take it. He zips over across your pan a link number. Just get in touch with this guy. He's something of a high roller. Might be you and your friends. Got the kind of clout that he's looking for.
Okay. How do you know him?
Well, I've set him up with a few guys here and there. Never whole teams. Usually this guy's just looking for special talent. Maybe somebody good with rigging buildings, or somebody really good with the magic. It's the first time he's ever asked for a full team.
Okay. Anything you can let me know about him? Personality wise, and something to let me, close the deal and such.
Yeah. He looks around. Yeah. Don't stare at his hump.
Don't stare at his hump.
Totally gonna stare at his hump now.
Yeah.
My mother said the same thing, so I get it. I'm used to it. Yep. Okay. Anything else? Is he into crazy shit? And
No. Usually it's collections. He needs people to acquire things for him. So, usually it's data. Never needed a whole team before, so I don't know what it is. But he wanted good talent. He asked me to pull out my best, and you guys are the best right now.
Well, that's
if
true.
You listen to her newest album; it's the best.
It's pretty fantastic. I thought I was going to get a drumming credit, but apparently I wasn't. But that's fine.
Oh, you were actually shipped in the mail 2 drum sets. A month later.
Well, I'm talking to Ruben, then I'll see you.
not keen on that song where she name dropped us though, which has brought us some notoriety.
What's the deal with that song about the pigs that eat the bodies? What's
It's just it's a different kind of life out there on the farm, and you don't want to betray folks, is what I'm saying. I don't have to tell you that. Obviously, we're old friends. You would never do something that I would consider a betrayal or anything. You would never set me up for like a bad job or nothing. So I trust you.
Hey, every runner I've sent this guy's come back flush with cash. I mean, he's got a track record of paying out and, easy tasks.
That definitely sounds to my liking, I'm sure.
I just, he smokes a cigarette you gave him. He's like, yeah, just like I said, a little unusual that he's looking for an entire crew, though. So,
Yeah.
take your usual precautions. If you don't like how it smells, step back.
Okay. Thanks for the warning. I appreciate it. But all right, you get your finder's fee and such. Should be good. If you hear anything else, and if there's nothing else you can tell us about him, any problems, any issues he's ever come up with, any even a rumor, something that you don't even really believe, all that, but just anything at all.
I don't know. He's kind of a mystery. I mean, he's guy's loaded.
I like him already.
He's thinks about it for a minute. Downtown Seattle, one of the best hotels in the city, the Lobenstein Plaza. I mean, the guy's got to have money to live there.
Okay.
I don't know what he's into, though. Got no idea what his legitimate trade is.
Fair enough. Well, all right, Ruben. We'll definitely take a gander at this and keep our head on a swivel. You do too, of course, All right. And I will give him one more smoke because Gantu doesn't smoke.
Yeah, you carry him around for social considerations.
Literally just here just to give to people who want to smoke.
There we go. But you've got a lighter. Oh, do you have a lighter? All right, guys. So you've been setting up in your new digs, an old auto shop. Hey, are you guys actually still fixing people's cars? You get the occasional drive-by once in a while asking you to do some work.
Depends if they meet our current D8 quality or not standard. Because I can fix the tech.
It's like, that ain't a classic. That came off of an assembly line. Get your ass out of here.
Nissan Westwind, everybody has one of those. Beat it.
There you go.
Did I get a name, by the way, for him?
Actually, you just got a link code if you want to look it up, which you can, you just take out your communicator and look. His name is JP Murlock, Murlock.
Okay. So I'll fill everybody in, obviously, and I'll see if one of the more computer savvy guys can do some research into JP Murlock and the Lobenstein Plaza and such. See if there's anything we can.
You definitely mean Techno-G.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you just push this button, it lights up. Type in a name.
All right, here we go then. This will be the first roll of the game. If you want to do a little legwork and you want to see if you can find out about JP Murlock. So grab an attribute that makes sense. In this case, it's probably going to be intelligence.
All right.
Approach is going to be hacker.
D8 for intelligence, D12 for hacker.
Now, if you have an asset that makes sense that you can use, you can grab an asset. No?
Mm-mm.
A distinction that makes sense?
I think so. D6, technology overcomes all obstacles.
Sure. Add a D6 to your pool. And then if you've got a talent that makes sense.
Not for this particular thing, but I'm good with that. So a 6, an 8, and a 12.
Yep. Add that into the bar at the bottom of the character sheet there and hit the roll dice button.
12D8. There it is. It looks like an 11.
Okay, well, you can choose which of those dice. Yeah, so you rolled a 3, a 4, and a 4. You choose 2 to sum your total, and we don't really need an effect die for this roll. We just need to know that you got higher, so you're going to choose the 2 4s.
Yeah, it'll be 8 then.
Okay, so an 8. 8 difficulty gets you all the public information on him easily enough. JP Murlock is in the directory, so he has a SIN, although it doesn't list what his actual... It just says import-export as his business. He does live at the Lobenstein Plaza. It's at 6th and Pike, which is it's right in central Seattle. It is right in the shopping district. It's one of like the top 2 hotels in the district. He has the entire penthouse. Other than that, you did get a little bit better than what I was looking for a difficulty. So one thing you're able to dig out that was not apparent is that he has credits for being the producer of several very popular Simpsons videos. So Simpsons videos are like, like they're like virtual movies where you take the role of one of the characters, and it's the full sensation, see, hear, smell, feel, everything built in. So some of the more famous ones that were done in the last couple of years, he's got director credits on.
Oh, feeding the addiction of the masses. I see.
Hmm.
All right, I'll drop that info on everybody. Like, this is what I got.
And the other piece of information you have is link number. So like you can think of it as email, right? So you can shoot off a message saying whatever you'd like.
Sure. Hey, I hear you're looking for a crew through the streets. You want me to drop Reuben's name there, Gantu?
Yeah, because he wanted to get his fighter's fee.
Sure. Reuben tells us that you're looking for a crew for a job. We're currently in between big gigs. You might have heard of us from the Mariah nonsense that went on a little while back. If you need some evidence of our skill set.
Listen to him already name dropping. All right. Just a few moments pass and you get a message coming back saying midnight, Lubenstein Plaza.
Okay.
All right, midnight, Lubenstein Plaza. It is.
Yep. Gives you several hours. If there's anything else you wanted to do. There was a distinct lack of legwork in the last session. Finding out data as much as you can before going a run is always a good thing. Of course, you have very limited to work on right now. Techno G got about as far as he could using the net.
While I was
about this guy,
but while I'm waiting for the reply from Murloc, I will try to get some blueprints and layouts of the Liebenstein Plaza and any other kind of info if there's some dark web surveillance info or something like that.
All right. Same thing. Essentially the same kind of role. Public information, just looking it up, sure. Which requires, no skullduggery about it. Is you can pull up fire code so you can get a layout of the building. It's basically, let's see.
This will be the same thing because it'll be intelligence, tech overcomes all, and hacker.
Sure.
There you go.
18.
Yeah, very good. All right, a few things you find out. It is 15 stories tall. Each story has an overhanging balcony. Knight Errant provides security for the place, so it is very secure. I've already told you it's downtown Seattle in the shopping district. The hotel is rigged. In other words, there is an on-site rigger that is live in the system taking care of security. So it's not just going to be an AI or a dog brain taking care of security cameras, security measures. There's a live person that's basically strapped into that building and able to operate all of its defenses.
Some rig foo action.
Knight Errant of the two security places that operate in Seattle, Knight Errant is the full package. They're not just physical security, they do magical security as well. So that place is going to have is probably going to have barriers, probably has hearth spirits, probably has elementals bound as well. So place is pretty damn secure.
Glad we're not breaking into that place.
Right. I was going to say we should go scout it out to see about breaking into it, but that's a no.
Yeah.
The rooftop has aerial access, so either hover vehicles or helicopters could land there.
I knew I should have taken the helicopter instead of that SUV.
Mm-hmm. Most of the apartments in the building are they're owned. So like the people that live there are, that's their home. They're not just there for a weekend or whatever. So clientele list is sealed, but I mean, you're able to get the full clientele list. JP Murloc is in fact on the registered list. He has the entire penthouse floor. So an entire floor is his.
Oh, that's some. That's
Some money.
yeah.
That's like a D20.
Yeah.
There's a name for it, pay data. That's pay data. That's data we could sell and make money off of right there. Like, oh, the full client list. Hey, did you know that actress from that Simpsons video stays there? Oh,
Yeah, actually,
I mean,
you have the client list. I mean, you know the names of the performers, the politicians, wealthy families, all of them who have apartments there, that keep apartments there. You're betting that some of those have permanent apartments there that their spouses don't know about.
Oh, wow.
You're pretty sure of that. You're pretty sure of that.
well, if ever we want to go the blackmail route,
Yeah.
just hold this file on the side here.
We never turn that option down.
Hmm.
So what are we gonna do? We got to meet there at midnight, right?
Yes,
And we're meeting at the apartment or at the building.
he said just. I'm guessing we're just going to go in through the front door because the last
Yeah.
thing we want to do is trigger an alarm
Yeah.
or get dismembered by some magical spirit.
Is it possible to maybe track down one of the previous runners
You
you might
know,
have hired?
I was just having that same
idea.
thought.
Good idea. How do you go about doing it?
I mean, I'd probably have to tap back into Ruben again, see if I can get him to, because he specifically said he's connected people before, so I'd probably have to hit back him up. I should have thought about that before, but I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so Ruben doesn't carry any kind of communication on him because he likes to be free, as it were. But
Sure.
there's like a public pan right outside of the soup kitchen that, for whatever reason, if you call that, there's always someone there that can take a message for Ruben.
Oh,
Perfect.
I love that. What? Yeah, Ruben, I saw him earlier today.
Yeah. So some kid answers. You ask Ruben, is like, yeah, I'll go get him. A little bit later, Ruben will come on. He'll pass you a few names. He'll include a couple of link numbers as well, so that you can reach out to them over the net anyway.
Okay. All right. Would I possibly recognize any of the names? Like, yeah, even if it's
Possibly.
just reputation?
Okay, so here is where the edge points could be useful. If you want to spend one and just say, I know this person, establish that person as a contact at a D6, you can spend to do it. Otherwise, we can just do a roll to see if it's possible that you ran into this person.
Okay. Well,
Where's Edge?
they're the red dots.
You have a 1 point. Yeah, everybody
right.
starts with 1.
And
remember.
how often did you say that refreshes? Is it per scene or?
It doesn't refresh.
Okay.
But you get them whenever I roll ones or you roll ones. You get them when you do cool things and just, whatever I feel like awarding you.
Okay. Cool.
I'll go ahead and use it.
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
All right.
Why not? That's what they're there for.
All right. So who is the runner and what's his specialty?
We're gonna say her name's Kaylee, and we'll say she's like a decker, maybe something like that.
Sure. Okay. So that establishes a contact that's got a D6 resource. So if you want them to do something, that's their capability. You can spend more on that person to bump them up if you would like later on, but that establishes her. So we will pull off your edge from your character sheet there, or your character image. You give Kaylee a call. I mean, she's certainly still up and breathing, at least virtually. So you meet up in. Does your character have interface plugs, Jeff?
I mean, he's got a ton of Chrome, so I guess I don't see why he wouldn't. He's
Okay.
not averse to it. Yeah.
Then you meet up virtually. She hangs out at the 5 and 0, which is kind of a virtual club. A lot of dance music playing in the background. Everybody is dressed up like old 20th century, like World of Warcraft and EverQuest characters.
Okay. Get my ogre Shadow Knight going.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah. Since you're not particularly a hacker yourself, you're fairly pixelated. It's like buying a skin off the rack. But,
Fair enough.
you can always tell who are either very well off or are very good hackers by the resolution of their images. And Kaylee's is like, yeah, if you guys ever played EverQuest, and the box where's got the blonde sorceress with her hair in a ponytail and the
Yeah.
ivory skin and the elven
Yep.
ears. That's Kaylee. She's sitting down with this enormous mug in her hand as she's going apparently drink for drink with a troll, whose avatar looks pretty sharp as well. She waves you over after downing her pitcher.
I'll come
Long
waddling
time
up.
no see.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Even in the digital thing, whatever this stuff is. So I heard that you did some work for a fella named J.P. Murdoch. Is that right?
Oh, the Hunchback. Yeah. That was months ago.
Right.
I'm surprised you heard about it though. He's really likes things to be quiet and below board. How'd you hear about it?
Oh, that's that's not important right now. But I was just curious, because an opportunity has fallen into my lap of employment for this man, and just wanted to kind of get a feel for him. If I'm gonna commit to such employment, I'd like to know who I'm getting into bed with, so to speak.
Oh, well, I mean, I can't complain. He gave money up front, paid as soon as the run was complete. Kind of an interesting character. I wasn't kidding about the Hunchback. He's a dwarf. He's got a mighty hump back. He's wears really, really nice clothes. He's got kind of an old world sensibility about him. He's really formal about things. And you know what? I'll give you this for free, just for old time's sake. Okay, so since you created her as a D6, so we're going to call in that bump. So this is something you're going to get without having to owe her anything. He likes to test you. Like he doesn't believe so much in referrals or in the data. So expect that he's going to test you in some way. And I don't know, and I don't want to know what he's going to hire you for.
Sure.
But I'm gonna, well, guess I'm not going to say that, but the test is going to be commiserate to what he needs. Now, I've never known this guy to need an upfront crew to go in with guns blazing. Okay, just keep that in mind.
Okay.
But I don't know what his needs are today. Could be different. Oh, and don't stare at the hump.
Good advice. Thanks. Okay. You didn't feel any I don't want to know specifics, of course. That would be unethical. But any regrets, or would you work for him again?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, it was a good payday. Didn't take but a day worth of legwork. In and out, no problems. I'm not going to say there was no risk in what he asked me to do, but it was well within my capability.
Fair enough. All right. If that's okay, and nothing, you don't got anything still on your tail or anything like that from that job. No.
Well, until you showed up tonight, never hit anyone's radar. She leans over. I'd still like to know how you found out.
Oh, some other time, I suppose. Anyway.
Is my connection bad? I seem to be fuzzing out.
Right. I start running some interference to further pixelate this.
I think I spilled some Coke on my modem.
All right. So yeah, you jack out quickly.
Okay. And so I'll relay all of this, especially, God, part of me really wants to not tell them about the hump, but I'm not going to do that. That's Jeff not wanting to tell you, but I'm going to say I'll tell you. And then I'll mention the whole the formality thing, the testing thing. I think we got to study something. I don't know. We got books or something. We got to study and be formal and respectful and don't look at his hump. And he seems pretty up in the up and up, though.
Let's do some research. She said he has heirs of what era? like some level of
He
formality.
said he's very formal, old
world
worldy,
is the
almost.
phrase I
Like,
got.
Look
Yeah.
up some etiquette pointers for Gantu and Ivan.
We're like
yeah, sure.
close.
You can look up Miss Manners.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
easy enough. And you
Like it.
download Miss Manners to
The-
your Cortex, and
The forks start on the outside, gentlemen, and you work your way in.
And this is good to know. I just grab fork and stab.
We gotta use forks.
You're supposed to wait till you're served
Hmm.
instead of just reaching across the table, like we do here.
Ah. Then how do you assert to the table dominance?
I believe it's the person that pays for the table has the dominance in this case.
Right.
This sounds logical. Not preferable, but logical.
you all right? Unless
Okay.
anyone wants to dig on something else, that's about what you find out.
I mean, this is way more organized than we've ever been as a crew in the past. Let's
Yeah.
go!
Yeah, we're kind of prepared.
Especially getting the information that this person's going to test us. And I'm like, oh, let's go scout the joint out and see what we get. But we're just going to fuck that up and make ourselves look bad before we do our introduction.
Let's put on our D8 clothes that we've been,
Yeah,
the
actually, yeah,
non-grease
D8
stuff.
D8 lifestyle. You guys look good. You're looking sharp.
We have to ensure that he has faith in us, so we might as well start. First impressions, gentlemen. First impressions are very important. So, nothing with blood or poop or grease. I look down at him like in a jumpsuit covered in grease. Yes.
I will comb my beard. I will literally spend time combing my beard.
I'll,
You'll buy that D6 beard oil assets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great.
I'll
Sure.
shed my old
D8 pheromones,
Yeah.
friendliness.
my old olive green camo jacket that I wear everywhere. I'll swap it out for the one that's not burnt thoroughly.
This one's got neon camouflage.
Yeah.
It'll hide you in the streets.
Casual and formal camo jacket.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. All right. So the next question is, how are you going to get there? Again, this is middle of Seattle. It is the expensive part of town, right? So right off, you guys know that those of you that actually have sends that you're registered in the system, no problem. Those of you that don't, anytime you walk by any of the police sensors that scan for these things, you're gonna pick up as not that you can't be in that section of town without one, but you're gonna arouse suspicion.
Does anyone have us in?
You're the only one that doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, you can have one for free without using it as an asset, and that just means it won't stand up to any scrutiny. Like, it won't ping you like on any active sensor. It'll show you, yeah, he's got one. But if anyone digs into the background, it's like, wait a minute. There's no Ronald McDonald in the Lower East Side of Seattle. No, so you won't.
Of
won't
course,
stand
it
up
would
to any
be
scrutiny.
like the most famous elf ever, and it would just be Elrond.
Yes.
I got one of those sin things. Hold on. Hacky, 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 hack. ELROND. All right, I'm good.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you've got one it'll stand up just fine to any kind of passive scanner.
It's the VIN from my 97 Saturn.
Mm-hmm. Now the vehicle that you guys have, even with as badly as you have the outside looking, it's still considered a classic, so it actually would be fine. But if you want to show up in something that looks a little bit better, you can rent, you can take public transport out there. Just how do you want to get there?
What level of impression do we want? Do we want to be like? I don't think taking the SUV down there is a good idea because we might need that to be inconspicuous later. So perhaps just renting a sedan or a ride share.
I would vote for renting something Like I don't want to do public transport because then we're at the mercy of the subway. I
And a lot
don't
of
want to
police
do.
scanners.
Yeah, I don't want to grab us an Uber or some shit because then we're at if we need to drive away fast without having to steal something.
Okay. Well, if you want to rent something, the way picking up any casual merchandise works is look at your lifestyle and your new yen. If you want to purchase anything below that rating, it doesn't change your rating. You just purchase it. It doesn't give you, it's not an asset. It doesn't have a die value. But so you can buy you can rent up to like a D8 nice car. We'll say and that's fine. It means that the car itself has no stats and it can't be added into any pools, but you can have it.
Just a nice, sleek sedan, like that Westwind that I said everybody had earlier.
Sure, something that would fit in easily in that part of town.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, you guys do so. You clean up as much as you're going to go clean up. And how soon or on the dot are you going to arrive?
Best be punctual, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe even early. Not
I
too
think
early, though.
Not too early. Early enough to look for danger.
And to make it through any security checkpoints. I imagine there's
This is also a good idea.
Okay. Show up a little early then. It's got valet parking. So as you pull up, someone parks your vehicle, gives you a pass to where it is. It's got underground parking. You guys look to talk, and your vehicle looks fine. There's no suspicions aroused. You go into the lobby. This place is very opulent. It has an old world style to it as well. If your contact here is kind of an old world mentality, it might have been what attracted him here. It's all rich woods, brass, and glass. The place looks very nice, actually. You don't see a neon screen anywhere. There's not a lot of technology to interrupt the finery of the establishment. So as you walk in, there is this round kind of information desk, if you will. It's enormous. It takes up the whole middle of the floor. There's banks of elevators, all around. There's several guards standing about. They all seem to be very pleasant with the guests that are coming in. Of course, the people that live here are long-term residents. So as you walk in, you're definitely not people that live here. So a couple of the guards do approach you. Again, very respectful. They don't have their hands on their guns or anything. Smiles. They both take off their caps as they come to you. It's like, gentlemen, what can we here at the Lubenstein Plaza do for you this evening?
We have a meeting with Mr. Murlock.
Right. One of the guards kind of pulls off. He goes over to the desk. A little bit of conversation, and then he waves you guys over. Desk clerk is a short little dwarven woman. She's got an intricately braided beard, dressed in like a very high-end uniform. It's a purple accent on black, and she looks you guys over and just like, oh yeah. JP doesn't get too many guests, but I was told to expect a few tonight. She starts rumbling around, pulls out a mag key, hands it over. She'll be specious and hands it over to what's your name again?
Gantu.
Yeah, hands it over to Gantu.
Well, thank you, madam.
Yeah. Just any of the elevator banks, just stick it in the wall there. It'll take you straight up. He's whole penthouse. He's a great guy. Don't stare at his hump.
Thank you, madam. We appreciate your time. And I'm trying to say it so that like the guards can and we also appreciate your time, guards. And then I will go over to them.
They nod, put their caps back on. They just no more further attention to you.
Okay.
Apparently you were supposed to be here.
Okay.
And
As
this
we're
is
in the elevator. I do want to say, you guys see how formal and polite I was.
This was
fantastic.
quite impressive. You were like
amazing.
whole new Gantu. Like
I know, it's not
We didn't
even me.
smash or anything or set anything on
I
fire.
know,
so
right?
polite.
It's
Next
crazy.
thing we know, you wear tuxedo, and it will fit with your new attitude.
Yep. Dress the way you feel.
after this meeting, we're gonna go have to smash things and burn things. I think.
Yes.
Just to get it out of your system.
Balance it out.
Oh wait.
So you guys step into the elevator as you're bantering with each other. Gantu, you put in the mag key, and elevator, the last button at the very top lights up. The thing shoots up. It's really fast, but not so fast that it leaves your stomach several floors below. And comes to the top. There's a ding. Elevator opens, and there are 4 very large, very well-dressed orcs that are just there, like no space between the door opening and the hallway. The leader's got several piercings on his face, including a large, like, cow hook under his nose. He looks at you guys as like, beat it, chummers. You ain't needed here. Get your butts back to the Barrens.
Mr. Murloc is expecting us. Good sir.
And I said, you ain't needed here.
I understand what you said, but we're here to speak with your boss.
Yes.
All right. They continue to basically crowd up the front of your elevator, so there's no getting by them, and they just kind of take that buffalo stance where they cross their arms.
I'm gonna step up to them, and I'm like, now listen, friends. I do believe Mr. Murloc wanted to see us, and so you best step out of our way right now, because no one gets between me and a job. And I want to, like, kind of bulb up my chest a bit. Basically, I've tried to be intimidating, is what I'm kind of after here.
All right, sure. Give me an intimidation roll. So this is going to be... you can use vitality, because vitality is basically how, just like, well, no, I tell you what, willpower. Because willpower is the force of your personality. You're not out bulking them by sticking your chest.
Sure. I know. I'm aware.
So willpower.
Okay.
And then you can use grifter or mastermind. Grifter is like you're running a con or misleading them. Mastermind is like you're tactically figuring out what buttons are going to push on this person to get them to do what you want them to do.
I did take a talent, intimidating demeanor. Could that come into play here?
Sure can.
All right.
Yeah, but do take an approach, either grifter or mastermind as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Probably no assets come into mind. I mean, it's not like you've got pheromones or anything that's going to help in social situations. Do you have any distinctions that might help?
Smarter than I look is the only thing I really got.
Yeah. The way you put forward is probably not going to work.
Yeah.
I will tell you another twist to the system. You can add a distinction in at a D4 rating if you think it might hurt your situation. So you being a dwarf, if you wish, you can put a D4 into your pool. I will give you a point of edge for doing so, but it also increases your odds of rolling a 1 by putting that D4 in there.
I mean, yeah, of
wouldn't
course I'm going to do that. Of course.
All right.
So can I roll then? So I just want to make sure I'm doing the roll right then. So I got the D4, I got my D6 for my grifter, I got a D6 for my willpower, then I do a D6 for intimidating demeanor on top of that?
Yes. If the intimidating meter is set at D6, then it's a D6. Yes.
Okay.
You roll all of those.
Got it.
Oh, there is a
roll
1.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm going to take 2 points of edge. I gave you 1 because you took the D4 in the first place, and then you get another one for rolling a 1. But I'm going to take that 1 that you rolled and add it over to the Doom pool here.
Fair enough.
Okay, and
fair
actually it's going to be a D6. Never mind the size that's over there.
enough. It was on the D4 too.
Had to push it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Had to push it.
You have to. Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, the effect does matter. So which 2 dice that are left over, the 4, the 4, the 3, are you going to sum?
I'll
Probably
sum the
the 2
two fours.
yeah.
And
So an 8, and then the D6 is going to be your effect level. Okay, so that actually is going to work. I set this difficulty at just a 6, so you actually did beat the difficulty in a D6. So you actually do a D6 points of social damage, and basically what I'm going to set that is they're just a little off hinge because you're like a quarter their height. And you're putting on this display, and they're like, is the guy crazy? I mean,
Gonna
crazy.
bite their kneecaps.
Yeah.
and very politely and with a cool beard.
I don't like dealing with crazy. All right, so you have not taken this mob of 4 out, but they definitely have a little setback on them. So
Okay.
system-wise, they have a D6 that you guys can grab as a complication that's on them. But you're going to need a little bit more to get past them. So what else? So let's take another action.
I'll follow up with that
Okay.
because I do have a distinction here that I think will play in perfectly to this.
Nice.
So what I'm gonna do is, seeing him telling them to move out of the way, I'm gonna kind of stand right behind Gantu, and I'm just gonna pull out my Super Hawk and just level it at the face of the guy that Gantu is talking up.
All right.
And I'm gonna give him that hard nod, like, you should do what my friend says. So my distinction is a rash decision is better than no decision.
Nice.
Sure. Add that in. Your attribute's going to be willpower again because
Okay.
this is you're intimidating him.
Yep.
The approach in this case might be hitter because
Okay.
you're using full. You're the threat of force, the threat of violence.
Absolutely. And then my asset, I am using my pistol.
Sure. Yeah.
And
Add that in.
then I'm doing that, and I am using no talents.
All right.
Okay. And ooh, I got a 1.
All right. So take an edge, and I'm gonna buy that 1 from you there.
All right. But I am gonna. Damn, that's just a bad combo right there. Yeah, I'm gonna count the 10 and the 2. So my total is a 12,
Okay.
and my effect is just gonna be a D6.
Sure. So you got 4 over what you needed. A D6. They've already got a D6 complication, so it'll bump it up to a D8. D8's what I was looking for to overcome this obstacle. So yeah, they puts his hand off, they back off. But as he does that, you notice one of them seems to be talking through like a bone induction microphone. It's like, yeah, they're here. One of them drew a gun.
Good, I didn't have to slam the elevator doors on their heads.
So they part, and one of them points the door that you need.
You think that was the test? Did we
I do fear that was the test, and hopefully what he wanted to see was a very bad decision carried out with great enthusiasm.
Oh, you're being sarcastic. Shit. Oh god. I'm nervous now. I was never good at tests, schools. I get anxiety.
We will be fine. If not, we still have a gun.
Don't pull the gun on him. I'm just gonna think that's a bad idea.
If you insist, I shall put gun away.
Just
For
remember,
now.
don't look at the hump.
Do not look at the hump. What about if he misbehaves? I will shoot the hump.
No, shoot.
I don't think we're in a shooting or burning or smashing situation here.
So yeah, you're talking between each other as you're walking up to the door. I mean, the orcs are hearing all of this, and they're
Yes.
like, "Hey, boss, you want us to take their guns first? They seem a little."
You said don't mess with crazy.
Oh, all right, boss. So you walk up the door. One of them opens the door for you and kind of bows. And so inside, plush
Gets
white,
that out of it.
plush white carpeting. There's so much like exotic woods. There's flowers and plants growing in pots. I mean, this is luxurious. I mean, having living plants in a house, that's money.
Wow.
This guy, so yeah, he's a dwarf. He's dressed in this immaculate kind of black evening suit with a bow tie. It's got purple satin threads that run through the coat that just, you don't notice it at first, but when the light catches it just so, you see it. Really fashionable. He's got a monocle in one eye, briarwood pipe that he's starting to pack, and like when he turns around, you definitely notice this big hump midway through his back that almost doubles him in half. And as you come in, he kind of motions over to a table and says, welcome. Some refreshments. Have some wine, some canapes. Please help yourself. And so on this table is laid out the silverware, which you're thinking probably is silver. Just a spread of little snacks. There's a couple of decanters of wine on the table. Please help yourself. A little food and some wine before business. will relax the spirit. He lights up his pipe.
Uh,
Anybody staring at his hump?
No,
Staring
I'm not.
so hard at his face because I'm trying not to stare at his head.
Staring at this canapes.
I want to get really hung up on the manners thing. So I'll be, big bow like, we thank you many much, friend, for greetings and hellos. I will gladly partake in your food with the silverware on the outside only.
He actually chuckles. It's like, I've been told I'm a bit formal, but please, no need to act outside of your comfort level here.
Yes. I did hear
the pate in particular is very good. Goose liver, it's imported, very good.
Very rarely eat something's liver, so I will try this because why not?
No, your accent, perhaps some of the caviar.
That would be good. Strangled from fresh beluga whale every morning. Best caviar. Now, your guards, they did say maybe you take my gun. I will not argue with this if it is good for business. Would you like to hold it?
Oh, I'd be interested to see what you have.
I'll pull out the piece and gladly hand it over.
Well, he looks at it, and he doesn't touch it or anything. He looks at it. It's like, it's good craftsmanship. Off the line, though. You find that it balances well?
It does good enough for scaring orcs out of elevator.
So I heard. I commend that you didn't actually start firing. Perhaps your level of discretion is passable. But please, he just grabs a random carafe, pours some wine. He takes the first sip. Please. If you would like to indulge, I have some cigars. He pulls out a little humidor, please.
Now that he and I are friends, I will gladly partake in anything he offers.
Yeah. It's all real. None of this is soy. You probably are going to have the running shits later because you're just not used to this kind of food.
Yeah.
This tastes strange. Meat.
Right.
I haven't eaten meat in 16 years.
I'm going to be drinking wine like a kid drinks a cup.
Yeah, there you go.
My eyes are going to be over the rim, staring him directly in the eyes.
So intense.
So after a bit and everybody's had a chance to have a bite or two and some wine, he's like, well, I'm sure you've done some research on myself, and I've done some on you as well. You do come highly rated, although Ruben is one of my low-end workers. I'm surprised he could get a team of such caliber as the one that helped out Mariah Mercurial. Yes. He shakes his head a little bit after that, though. It's like, but it does mean that your star is perhaps burning a bit too bright currently. I wonder if you will be able to be discreet on what I need done.
The thing about the contacts is sometimes the best jobs are found in the oddest place. And the soup kitchen is really the oddest place I've ever seen.
Ruben's never failed me, so I'm sure he will enjoy the commission from this one. Folks, I will tell you in very light terms what it is I require, what I am willing to pay, and if you accept, I will give you details. Yes? Is this good for you?
This is good.
Yup.
What I need is an object acquired, a physical book, and within the same building that houses the book, I need you to erase the digital version of the book from their servers. I know that the information is stored in no other place but in the building. So, what I'm offering, shall we say, 5,000 apiece up front, another 10,000, assuming the task is done and done discreetly. And a bonus, perhaps, if we can come to terms on the first. What say you? My time period is 1 week. It is time sensitive. The building that I need you to infiltrate in whatever manner, discreetly, you find usable, has some protection, but is not greatly protected.
This is how you say, lots of money. Yes, I will accept.
I suppose that'll keep us in our current lifestyle for a little bit more time. What do you mean by not greatly protected yet? Protected?
Well, you accept? I would need some kind of agreement before I feel safe in giving more detail.
What say you, Pinche Locos? Because that seems to be our crew name.
I vote yes.
5,000 up front, 10,000 on the back end, and then bonus as well.
And a bonus, yes, if certain achievements can be met.
Oh, milestones.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So, what further particular information do you need? The building is the Sylvan Information, is the name. It is a press, a publisher, mostly academia, mostly to do with the Elven nation.
Curious.
The book that I need is written by one Eron the Scribe. It is a new book called Mankind Revealed. The manuscript exists somewhere in that building as a physical object. I know that the digital copy that his editor is working on resides on their server, which has no outside connection. If any of you are a council cowboy, as it were, you would have to be within the building to access their network. There is no outside connection.
So we go to Sylvan Information, we steal the book Mankind Revealed, and we delete from their computer.
Yes, and the bonus that I discussed.
Yes.
This needs to be done in such a fashion that the theft of the book, the erasure of the information is not immediately discovered. And the bonus will come if you touch nothing else. I realize that in your line of work, you often have pay data. It will become rather obvious what has been taken if other more sensitive information is taken, accessed, or copied. If you will deign from doing such a thing, I will throw in an additional 2,000 apiece. Leave it intact. Take nothing else.
Now, by leave intact, you mean...
There must be no suspicion drawn that anything had taken place.
Okay.
The building cannot be alit. It cannot be razed to the ground.
Okay, that was my
There goes
question.
our plan. There goes our
Yes,
plan.
that
damn it.
goes... things are more complicated, but I feel, yes.
To help you with the erasure of the manuscript, here. He hands over, you can think about it as a thumb drive, right? Yeah, hands it up. This contains a virus that will infect their system, find all copies of it within their system, and erase it. If you do not have anyone specializing and with computers and intrusion, just find an open terminal, insert this, and it will do the rest.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
Are there any other parties interested in this book? Any other complications, second runners, something like that we should be worried about?
I have not made this offer to any other runners, nor will I. I will give you the week to perform the task. If you have performed it, that will be the end of it. If you have not, then I will hire another crew. I don't expect that you will endanger yourselves more than you think is necessary. If you cannot pull this off, if you cannot get the data destroyed, if you cannot get the manuscript, and you cannot leave it in such a way that it's still standing, simply drop it and you are welcome to keep the retainer. I'm a fair man.
This-
Make an honest effort.
This does
You,
sound quite fair.
Do you have any, I presume, since you already know where the book is located, who owns it, has it, that you have done some advanced surveillance on the property?
That I have not. No, I simply know where it resides because the Sylvan Information Foundation has the exclusive rights to Iran the Scribe's manuscript. It's the only place it would be.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So you do not have any detailed information on the building, correct? Is that-
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm afraid you will have to
This-
dig that yourself.
yes.
Although I can perhaps expend a few resources to find some minor things out, but that would be hiring in another person such as yourself. And by your questioning, my friend, I would think you would like no other runners involved in this.
I think we could find the information we need. Why this book? What does it pertain to? What does it-
That is something I cannot answer. I am an intermediary. The person who wishes this done gave me no real reason he wants
Oh.
this.
Warlock is an intermediary. That's interesting information.
you
Oh,
know,
please try the red caviar there as well. Freshly squeezed, as you say. Yes.
Yes, it is quite
From
red
the-
and enjoyable.
From the beluga in his other room.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
We have information that we need for this. Everything else, I feel we will have to acquire on our own.
And remember my deadline. He looks at his watch. Midnight, 1 week from now. After that, I will have to enlist another group.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
Okay. Unless you guys can think of anything, I'm.
I have
Feel
some questions, but it's all research we have to do.
Yeah.
Please, have more wine. Enjoy my snacks for a bit, if you will.
Do you have actual coffee?
Oh, yes. He actually pulls out an old, like, Russian samovar and goes through the whole ritual of making and boiling coffee from this machine. Grinds the grounds and everything. Yeah, I enjoy someone that can enjoy the finer aspects of life.
Part of the family comes from the South and had some. When I was growing up, they had some access to actual coffee, and that soy calf, it just doesn't cut muster.
Plebeian swill. Here, have this.
Gonna buy some of this with our money.
Yeah. So he's happy to hang out with just the next half hour. He doesn't pry into what you've done before. That's kind of bad etiquette. You don't want people to know too much about what your crew does. But he'll talk about food. He'll talk about some of the people that live in the building if you want. But
Yes. Let's talk about some of the people in the building. Have you had the opportunity to meet that Simpsons actress that's in the building? She was in what's that? Doom 3: The Reckoning.
Yes, apartment 14B.
Oh, she's the bee.
Yes, rather interesting. She had a procedure done, right? I mean, I know it's only hearsay in the media and all, but she was born Robert.
Oh, that explains her well-defined arms, I suppose. Nothing wrong with well-defined arms.
Makes her a much better lady. It suits her much better.
Was she ugly as a man? Gossip. Such gossip.
It's amazing what surgery can do these days. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, look at
Much
Gantry.
more promising career as it is now.
I wasn't looking at nothing. What?
Eyes wander for a second and snap back up. Hey, he's a perfect gentleman. Enjoyable next 30 minutes or so, and he lets you, like, if you haven't finished all the wine, he says, please take the carafes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of coffee.
There you go. So when you get out, the orcs are still out, just kind of keeping guard. They're very, this way to the elevator, holds the door open for you.
Well,
You
so
did good
you were
work,
all
guys.
you were all just the acting before. It was a test.
Yes.
We passed.
The boss has a screen potential employees. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And we passed the best out of all tests you've ever given. Yes.
Ooh, I'm actually surprised his nib saw you. He doesn't like people that are too confrontational. But you didn't pull the trigger. I guess that's points.
Yes. That is.
I was very intimidating.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
slide the card in and push the button. Cheerio, orcs. Cheerio, gentlemen.
Sure. So you were up there maybe total of an hour. So it's a bit past midnight. The lobby is actually quite lively. Apparently, after midnight, a special bar opens up and they've got some live entertainment going on.
Should we? Oh, we got all dressed up. We might as well.
Since you put it that way, then
We just had some caviar.
You think they let us bring our own?
If not, we have
gotta
to drink them
drink
before we go in.
We did come
Okay.
out of the elevator, not out off the street, like just on brown paper bags.
Oh man, doing flashbacks, lobby, guzzling Chianti from a bottle.
There you go.
Oh, it's not good.
I've heard that story.
Yeah, it was not a good night. Okay.
Do you try and mingle or you head out?
Yeah, I'm up for mingling
Yeah.
a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
All right. Well, as you head towards the lounge, a couple of the security guards come over. Again, they take their hats off. They're very professional, very nice. It's like, I'm sorry, gentlemen. I know you were here to see Mr. Murlock, but this party that's going on is invitation only. It's for the guests of the establishment that live here. It's a birthday party going on tonight.
Oh,
Whose birthday?
He's about to say, and the other one kind of ribs them. It's like, I'm afraid.
14B. 14B.
Oh. I'm gonna take one of the carafes. Well, here's a birthday present for the fine person. There you go.
It's like, oh, okay. I will send it with your recommendations, Mr.
Your name.
Do I tell them our real names?
This is not a thing we should do.
One sec.
No.
From an admirer. Of course.
Right.
Indeed.
Uncle Tony.
No.
Uncle Tony. Uncle
An
Tony.
Uncle
admirer.
Tony, yes, this is
Uncle
good.
Tony's here. Get the guns. Oh.
Mystery admirer.
All right. Well, if you don't push it, they'll take the gift and say it's from whoever. But if you don't push to get in, it's fine. Head out.
Yeah.
Do anything else?
We got this nice car rented.
Hmm?
Maybe
Let's
we
shoot
should.
it up.
No, not where I was going. I was going to say maybe we should take it for a drive around this Sylvan information.
Sylvan information.
Yeah.
Sure.
Start kind of getting a lay of the land.
I can unpack one of the drones in the trunk. We'll get some overhead surveillance as well
Yeah.
while we're in the area.
All right. Sylvan Information is in the Bellevue district. It's I guess you would call it like a downtown corporate. There's a lot of sky rises, lots of small office complex sort of thing. Definitely not in the same quality of neighborhood as here, but still upscale. The building itself is shaped kind of like a cross. It's it's a tower, but then it's got crossing the T and a little bit more at the top. It is gated, so there is probably, you're guessing, an electrified gate across the grounds. The grounds include a parking lot. If you guys want to open up, there's a handout called Sylvan Information. And this is readily accessible on the web. It is just the layout of the building. Steel and glass, you can see through most of the floors in here just by looking through all the glass. I mean, you can see people's cubicles, you can see the hallways, the fences up. There's kind of like a park inside there. There's some trees growing, there's some park benches out. And the other thing that you guys find, since you're driving by at almost 2 a.m. by the time you get out there, there's dogs on the premises out in the wilds of the park. And Chuck, this would be a great time for your character to roll some of those sensing skills he has.
That's what I was gonna suggest, that we maybe park alongside the street, and I was gonna cast some detect magic to start off with.
Sure. Mm-hmm. I'll pop the trunk, let the drone go.
Okay.
Yep. So for you, Chuck, willpower, mastermind, and any asset, distinction, or talent you think is going to help. This is you're looking at things magically. Okay. Techno G for you, intelligence. You can go with mastermind or hacker, and just depending on how far in you want to zoom with your drones, like how close to the structure you want to be, any asset, distinction, or talent you have. Right, Chuck, what'd you come up with?
We're going to go with a 13.
All right, sounds good. Right, so let's see what the other roll comes up.
Attribute, intelligence. I'm trying to decide. Mastermind would be the stealthier way to go.
No, thief would actually be the stealthy way to go. Mastermind is the tactical way to go.
They're both a D6. I guess that's fine. So approach, attribute, distinction, rigor, and asset is the drones themselves.
Sounds good.
All right. Over here.
Oh, wow.
Nice roll. So just taking the 2 as your high and using that D8 as your... Okay. Yeah. So Ivan, those are not dogs. Those are Barghast. They are creatures that are both of the physical and the magical plane. They can see astral. They can essentially detect magic. They have some magic resistance, and they have kind of a fear effect. When they start howling, it causes people to just become paralyzed.
This is quite bad news. Those are all the things you just explained as I relayed to the party.
Techno G, as your craft fly about, look around, since the building is mostly glass, I mean, you get a good idea of what's going on inside. Ain't nobody inside. There are no living patrols. So it looks like the only security are the Barghast that are out on the grounds.
How many Barghast does the drone see?
4. Also, with your drones looking around, you're going to pick up a sign that's kind of discreetly on one of the edges of the fence, which is, again, it says it is electrified, but also that security is provided by Lone Star. Lone Star is of the 2, Lone Star is kind of your bargain basement, security.
Does it pick up any camera surveillance?
It's got basic surveillance package. It's all pointed at the on the interior and like on the grounds, but it's all passive, so it's just recording. Nothing to make you believe that the building is rigged in any way with like a rigger that's actually watching.
Okay.
Maybe hooked up to the night errant system just so that they can see what's going on if an alarm is tripped, but other than that, all passive.
Okay.
So some of the things you see, okay, so you get that map. Around back is delivery area. So it's got a loading dock for vans, trucks to come by and load back there. Looks like there might be an underground parking lot as well as the above ground that's in the garden area. So base of the structure comes up and then it tees out, and in this T are all the cubicles of the workers. And then at the very the cap part, this is not see-through. There's some glass, but you can't see into everything in there, but it looks like they're private offices.
Look like a server room or anything?
Not that you see, but in your what you normally deal with, the server rooms are almost always in the basement.
Right. I just, they're elves. They might not be that. They might not be on the same wavelength.
Yep. So yeah, that's what your scouting shows. Looks like they've got barghasts for on the site, but no physical presence, and they're hooked into the Lone Star system, which Lone Stars in this area dispatch is probably within 10 minutes. That's not great, but at least they will come out here.
Yes, with this information, I definitely think coming back during business hours, maybe see if we can, accidentally walk into lobbyists, just, people passing by.
Well, he did say that they're elves, and I happen to be one. So
Wait,
perhaps... 20 years? 20 years?
Oh.
You met the family.
With the
Oh yeah.
with the barghast, I do not think breaking in at night will be a thing I would want to do.
I could see some options. Maybe the loading dock, or if we can get into underground parking. Theoretically, we see no server room, no fully closed off area in these floors, so it has to be probably underneath.
Yes.
So if we can get into underground parking without being detected.
I'm just going to remind you that you don't technically have to get to the server. You just have to find an open terminal to slot that thing in, and that's really all you have to do.
Okay.
Sure.
So right off the bat, my thought would be is we definitely need to do more reconnaissance. I like the idea of going in on the loading dock, but we would need to find out who regularly goes to the loading dock, what their, if we only have a week, so see if we can find some kind of schedule for a loading,
Sure. Maybe
steal their van or something.
Hijack a delivery, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also curious about Lone Star Security, and if there's people from Lone Star Security on staff during daylight hours.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
some
good.
Some of this I think we can I can do right now with well, I need a terminal. We'll have to go back to the shop.
And then also maybe getting to see what the employees of this place, what the dress is, what their badges look like.
Maybe even befriend one and see if they talk when they drink.
Yeah. Well, I would say
this is not our kind of job.
It's really counterintuitive to how we usually handle things.
Blow it up. Oh,
I mean, it's just the bonus we won't get.
That's true. That is true. All right. Yeah, I would say let's come back.
He's got a point.
It's very true.
Plan
go
A,
in now.
Get the bonus. Plan B, blow it all up.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll come back
to get
after.
the bonus, it's take nothing else.
Yeah.
And
Must not be immediately discovered.
But what if there's something else we could take that's worth more than the bonus? Just
then we take it. Yeah, like
exactly. So, I mean,
Kind of
It's
run into
math
that
at
problem
that
every
point.
once in a while, don't we? This is better than
yeah. Okay,
So-
I don't know. Unless you guys want to break into this shit right now, I would say we come back in the morning.
We should do a full day cycle
for sure.
of surveillance.
Absolutely.
If we get to the shop, I can plug in and maybe find some information about who normally delivers, if Lone Star's on site. And,
That's a good idea.
maybe some employee records that we can go lead into somewhere.
Those are all fantastic ideas. I
I mean,
vote for that.
truth be told, you could probably do that from the van. I mean, all the terminals are all like portable, the size of
Well,
like.
we're in this fancy rented sedan. I don't want to leave
Mm.
any digital fingerprints.
Oh,
Oh, by the
yeah.
way, we got to scrub the car before we return it too. Don't want any physical fingerprints.
Yeah. Is there
It'll light it up.
Yeah, we'll need to
Burn us, burn all of it.
Did we get the insurance?
I did not get the all damage rider, so we cannot just ram it through the gates and let it blow up.
Are we gonna fill it up before we return, or are they gonna?
Oh my God, yeah, we have to. They're going to charge us
the
twice as
charge.
much per gallon.
That's what I was thinking. That's a good thing.
Yes, it would be
At the
good
rate
if
of current
maybe
petroleum.
maybe
Oh,
we
as a
could.
matter of fact, we only have enough miles to get back to the drop off because I figured we just had it for a day. So there's a unless we extend the rental for the day.
Nah,
Well, we'll see how.
yeah,
Bert,
I would
was gonna
say
ask,
if
the
we can
SUV
scrub
the
the
SUV gonna
GPS
stick out.
too.
Oh yeah, screw the GPS.
Bert, I was gonna ask what neighboring buildings are there around here?
It is the tallest building in the area. It takes up roughly 2 blocks, but there are a couple of other towers around it, and they're all like office complexes. So like not any one company owns it. It's like, you rent an office space. So it's a lot of small companies. Again, this is a nice area of town, as in they do actually have police patrols, but it's not, it's not really upscale, right? So small businesses that just need an office, a physical location that can be, billed and seen, will buy office spaces here, but there's not a lot else.
Okay.
That's interesting. I'll do
visibility again. So it takes up almost 2 city blocks because it's got this little park. The nearest buildings to either side of it are not as tall.
Mm-hmm.
So like sight lines to it are rather low. You can't see what's going up on the upper levels.
ruins that plan.
Yeah.
Nothing close though, right? Like
Nothing really close. No.
Okay. All right. Sewers are always.
Chuck,
sewers.
I gave you a plot point for thinking about erasing the GPS.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Also, another thing to look at technology is maybe any city plans for the sewer system.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say that?
Yeah, I'm just saying sewers. Like we're good at sewers.
My
Yeah.
bad.
No, it's all good. We're thinking the same.
Yeah.
You mean these?
All right, so you get back. You going to sleep first, or are you going to just pull an all-nighter and pull what data you can?
I'm going to sleep. I'm not helpful there.
I'm a day sleeper, so night work it is.
The other information you got from your drones is you would have been able to see the front door of the complex. The hours are 8 to 5.
8 to 5 p.m. All right.
Yeah.
What is it they do? All right, I have a list.
They're a
of
press
questions.
company, right? Like that's what we learned.
Yes.
Like they're a press
Yeah,
company.
like an academic publisher or
Yeah.
something.
University presses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's almost exactly what it is.
Specifically about elves.
This
I have
is when Gantu approaches you all about the book he's been writing for the past 10 years. Like maybe I could go in as an author, maybe. You know?
How many pages do you have?
7.
Is it a children's book?
They're double spaced.
24.5.
So it is a children's book.
I mean, no, but okay. All right.
All right.
So I'm sorry. So sleep first, or do you just pull the all-nighter?
I'm
Sleep, I
gonna
think.
stay awake.
Yeah.
Because
All right,
I do better at night.
everybody.
Everyone else, no, he's staying awake. The rest of us are
He's
going to
staying
sleep.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, Technology. What do you want to look up?
I have 8. Before you guys head off to sleep, this is what I'm thinking: employee records, delivery schedules, Lone Star on site. What is it they do and for whom? We know they're a publisher, an academic publisher. Who owns Sylvan Info? Why this book? See if we can find anything about L. Ron the Scribe. So why this book and author? And sewer plans, that'll be easy. I'll call my guy.
Yeah, sewer plans you can just pull up. That's just pulling up the state database.
But remember, I have that contact in the gang in the
Mhm.
sewer. The turtles.
Sure. All right, I'll tell you what. Assemble a pool. For every 5 points you get, you can answer one of those questions.
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna do intelligence as the attribute. That's D8.
Hacker. Yeah.
Yep. No. Distinction will be tech overcomes all obstacles. And I don't have an asset on that. So I've got 3 dice, looks like.
Okay.
This is where roll 20 falls apart. Oh, I told you.
All right. You're going to get a
8.
point of edge. Give me a second.
Well, for the 1, yeah. I knew it.
Okay. So I'm going to take that D8, put it into the pool, which is getting quite large. So an 8 total. So you only get one answer, one thing answered. Other than like I said, you can. The free stuff is free. Like you can pull up the sewer map without any issue. So what one answer do you want? Oh, okay. Let's pause for a second here. The other thing you can do. You only rolled 3 dice, correct?
Yes.
4 dice actually. I took one of you. No, 3 dice.
No, just 3.
Right. Okay, so spending at point of edge isn't really going to help because you can't include any more in your total. So yeah, that actually just stops it right there. So a total of 8. One question answered that you hack for. What is that question?
That is going to be the employee records.
Done. Got a listing of all the employees. Looks like there are roughly 50 people that work there. Most of them are employed as editors, layout specialists, that sort of thing. There is a list of top executives, so there are 6 of them. Malachi Morgan, who is the president and CEO of Sylvan Information. So you actually get that because he's on the roster along with his title. Ingan Dinsun, he is the vice president and director of information. I'll write these names down for you later if you're not doing it now. Elrand Gilgad, Gylgalad, first senior editor. Mark Fathom, the second senior editor. Sylvia Green, the third senior editor. And then Meili Fujiwara, the fourth senior editor. So these 6 on the payroll account for most of the payroll. These are the upper executives, and then a whole bunch of people that just do editing, writing, and layout work. They also don't seem to have any kind of identification cards. There's nothing in the employee list that gives them like any mag strip, any kind of scannable ID.
All right.
So you're up all night doing that. A lot of it was like just leads that don't turn up, and then you're able to get out this employee list. So come morning, you're probably up all night drinking that fabulous coffee. Actually, that's what's going on there. So the rest of you guys get up. What now?
Definitely going to want to go and take a gander at the place during the daytime.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's got public hours, so.
Not sure if there's something you want to do first.
I don't know. No, I was going to say definitely I would like to probably spend the entire day scouting it out. And, if Techno G, being an elf, is conscious enough for it, maybe sending him in during public hours to scout out.
Let me just power trance for 2 hours.
Okay. There you go.
You can always slap a patch to keep you going. Game wise, you can keep moving at full potential for 2 days, On that third day, though, you're sleeping all day.
No, I think I'll get some sleep in sometime today.
Okay.
We're gonna keep the rental.
Yeah, if we want to keep the rental, that would be okay. Gantu and I can take the rental, and you can take your truck.
Sure.
All right. So the lobby hours were 8 to 5. What time did you want to show up?
Lunch. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a
If
break.
if you want to set up like an observation,
Yeah. that's what I was
the
thinking.
ground floor of a lot of the buildings that are around them have things like coffee shops, little bistros, things like
Oh,
that.
that's
So you
great,
can
yeah.
just kind of keep. Okay. So you guys want to just do a stakeout?
Yeah.
That garden you were talking about,
Mhm.
is that like public accessible, or is that?
Well, one of the things you notice is during the day, the gates, the front and rear gates are wide open. Of course, the bar guests are nowhere to be seen. There are people coming and going. A lot work there. They all do seem to be like a company dress is like business casual, but other people do come up. Some of them do like take their lunch breaks in the garden. Some of the people from the buildings around you go onto their grounds and just kind of sit under a tree and enjoy, their break. So yeah, it looks like they're fine with the public coming in to enjoy it.
Well, then I will definitely grab a coffee and begin a stroll of the grounds where I'm seeing people that are illegal to go there. I don't want to like push it or
Sure.
anything.
You you got your now inferior tasting soy coffee as you're strolling the grounds. All right, Chuck, what is Ivan doing?
I would like to keep my focus of the stakeout on the loading dock.
All right, so you want to stay in like a building across from and watch, or do you just want to be out on the sidewalk? Like, how close do you want to be?
I want to be. I'm worried. I would say on the sidewalk, but I'm worried that would start drawing attention with me just loitering there. So if I get in a building like across the street, would I have a good view of their loading dock? Would I be able to see
Sure.
what vehicles are coming and going?
Yeah. Certainly.
Okay, that would be my whole thing. Is like I just want to watch the loading dock, see how frequently people are coming and going, see what companies there are, and
Sure.
roughly see what the rough size of what they're bringing in and out, and maybe how many people are there with them.
All right, and what is Techno G doing? I'm assuming you're showing up probably a little bit later in your van.
Yeah, I'll park the van, at like in front of a coffee shop. The graffiti is particularly vulgar today.
All right.
Left it
In
at
which
the
case-
accidentally. But then I want to walk down and come straight in the front door.
Sure.
Not well dressed, because I'm gonna ask about elven farming techniques of organic natures.
All right. Sounds good. So I'm gonna start with Chuck and then kind of make my way around there.
Sure.
All right, Chuck. So you are watching the loading dock. There is only one vehicle through the day, and so we'll take it just the whole day. What happens through the whole day? One vehicle that comes in. It's a cleaning company. They're taking bags of laundry out of the building and swapping out for fresh, laundry. You're not sure what it is that's being moved back and forth, but apparently they have a laundry service, Capital Laundry. It hits there about 3 p.m. This is a Monday, by the way. Okay. You don't see any guards. Like they just come to knock in the back door. An employee comes out. They wheel out the laundry to be cleaned, and they wheel in the laundry to take in. And nobody there with a gun. Doesn't look like there's any particular
So
security more than a camera.
The laundry service people don't enter.
No, they don't enter. Nor are they. There's no check-in. Like the back gate is just wide open during, customer hours.
Okay.
All right. Jeff.
Yeah.
Gantu is strolling the gardens. It's quite nice, and you can see why people do take their lunch here. It's pretty relaxing. You think that they are also putting out some kind of scent. Like there's something going on where you just feel more relaxed despite the coffee that you're drinking.
Mhm.
So there's probably some kind of hormone spray going on just to relax people as well. but not so much that you feel like you're going to pass out asleep or anything. You just feel more relaxed. Front doors, there are a lot of people coming and going. There is no check station. How long are you staying in the garden? You'll start to draw attention if you're there too long. I mean, people take like a lunch hour there and seem to wander in and out.
That's all I'm going to do. Lunch hour. Yeah.
Okay. In which case you see like, you do see a couple of armed guards. They are not wearing Lone Star badges or uniforms, so they must have some guards during the day. During the whole day, well, during the time that you're out there, you see 2 guards. They look like they might have served in military. I mean, they do have some patterns, like, you know, they're like their gun discipline is good. They're never blocking each other's sight, but they also look like they haven't seen action in a while. You know, gone to pot a little bit. They got little pot bellies. They seem to talk a lot with the people that are coming in. Are not very standoffish at all. So you see 2 building officers during that time.
Okay.
No one comes out to bother you. No. You know, you certainly don't see any sign of there being those barghasts during the day.
Right.
Okay. Nothing happens to you there. Techno G, you're going to go in. So, what's your cover, or what are you doing?
All right. So, I'll be in some like basic street clothes, and then instead of having my hair up in the faux hawk that I normally have, it's going to be pushed down to cover any of my like my data jack and stuff. Just and I want to walk in, and when I get to I'm guessing there's like a receptionist or information desk or something.
Okay.
I'm going to pose as the representative of my clan, and we've been doing research on the growing of herbal medicines.
Yeah, you don't actually even have to pose. You have business cards. You took some during the last adventure. Yeah, I mean, it's actually pretty legit. You tell this to the receptionist, and they say, "Hey, I can get you an interview with one of our editors if you want to pitch a book. That would be great."
That's exactly what we were thinking.
Okay. Yeah, they put you in a conference room. You know what your family does. You can actually, you know, do a little spiel on something in there. But while you're there and looking around, you count 4 guards, total of 4. It doesn't seem to change out while you're there. Again, the same description I gave to Jeff. You know, they're security guards. They look like they know how to use their firearms, but they haven't seen any real action in a long time.
As they're walking me through to a conference room, lots of cameras, not lots of cameras.
There are a few, but no, not a lot.
Blind spots, maybe?
Oh, yeah, you can definitely make out blind spots. Mostly the cameras are focused at the exits and entrances, and almost nothing inside.
Hard on the outside, crunching. They're soft on the inside. Excellent.
Yep, very much so.
All right. I will pitch the family's not secret, but the time-tested way that we have grown our games of product. Blah, blah, blah.
So I'll tell you what, if you want to actually do this as a real thing and you feel like spending a point of edge, we can make it a real thing. You can set up a D6 asset that you have a book deal for your family.
I'm okay with
Done?
that.
Okay.
Yeah. Asset.
Get this on here.
Clan farming book.
Yep. Right, I'm going to give this to you as an adventure-long thing. So, like, for instance, if your character comes in and needs to be here for a legitimate reason, you can tap that and say, you know, legitimate reason. But It's only going to last for this adventure. If you want to make it permanent, throw another PowerPoint in it or edge point in it before we're done for the whole adventure, and we can make it a permanent thing. Of course, you may not want that link later.
Yeah.
All right, now here's what the Doom Pool does. I am going to spend out of my Doom Pool because your vehicle, as you go back outside, you've been in there for a while, has gotten some Lone Star attention because of the graffiti that's on the outside. And as you come out, Lone Star is there, and he's slapping a ticket on your window.
What?
He's like, Hey,
I was
look,
at a
this is a
business meeting.
good neighborhood, and I'm afraid that you're rather vulgar graffiti here.
Who
This is a
graffitied
public.
my van while I was gone? Oh, God, you guys aren't doing your job very well if my van looks like this when I come back from a business meeting.
Yeah,
This soy cap
convince
is
him.
terrible.
Convince him. Willpower and grifter and anything else that makes sense.
All the bad stuff. Willpower. Oh, I got to be 8 in grifter. I can use that book deal right away. Hey, like I was just discussing a book
Yep.
deal. We
You
go over there
can
and
tap
talk
that
about
book deal right now if you want as
it.
well.
That's it. I am an elf, and it's an elven. No.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can take it.
Distinction. That's it. I got 4 dice on this one.
Okay, go for it.
Let's see. 4 and a 3 or 3 and a 3 with a D8 effect.
So you're setting the stakes, and so whatever you come up with, I've got to beat for him to see
All right.
through.
I'll do the 7 with a D6 effect.
Okay, 7. All right. 6. So yes, he doesn't. He's like, well. He tears it up, and it says like, hey, look, if you want to file a grievance, we can see who did this. This place is normally pretty clean here. I mean, no gangs really. Wow, they must have targeted you. Must be a heck of a book you're pitching. They're already after you.
The family business does have. The industry is pretty cutthroat at times. I didn't think they would go this far. And, you know, the SUV isn't it's a classic, sure, but I didn't want to take a petrol burning vehicle over into Sylvan. What kind of elf would I look like if I did that?
All right. So you succeeded him not filling out a report, so your vehicle is not marked or tagged in any way. So for the rest of the day, what you figure out is this: the personnel knock off about 5 o'clock when the place closes down. A couple hours later, by 7 o'clock, all 4 guards that you marked leave. And around the same time, bar guests are let out once everything's locked up.
Gates close at 5 or 7?
Gates close at 5. Yep, 8 to 5 is their opened hours. They close down almost right at that time. Few employees come out with the guards, but the guards are gone by 7, and then shortly afterwards, the bar guests are out. Since no one else comes out, you figure the bar guest kennel probably has a time lock.
All right.
So there you go. 4 internal guards, and then overnight they rely on Lone Star security, and 4 bar guests in the lot.
The 2 that were outside, are they separate from the 4 that were inside?
Nope.
Is it
Total of 4.
Total
No,
of
they
4.
mingle. They come out every once in a while.
2 of 4. Nice.
When you said they knock off, did we actually see the guards leave?
Yes,
Leave the
you
premises?
watch them leave. Yep.
I'm standing in the parking lot, like trying to scrub the graffiti off the SUV. Jerks.
Since I only spent like an hour in the lunch, how accessible were the parking garages?
Well, when the gates are open, they're very accessible.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're around back as well. No one used them during the day. There was plenty of parking out front.
Okay. All right. Want to go in, but that's kind of
That's weird that they have
take the car.
weird they have underground parking and nobody was using it.
Do you want to try to go in then? Should I try to take the car inside?
During the day?
Yeah, I mean, if it's open, right? Worst they could do is turn me around.
Right.
Yeah. If you do it, no problem. There's physically no guards outside to stop you. You drive around back. You drive down. The parking garage is 1 floor beneath. You do see that there is an elevator bank here that goes up to the building. May go lower. Can't really tell.
Mm-hmm.
But the only set of stairs that you see goes up. You don't see any stairs going any further down. It's empty. It looks like it gets some use. You can see some stains on the concrete where cars have sat for a while, but nothing's down here today.
Okay.
Maybe on the rainy days or something.
Do I notice like surveillance cameras, things like that?
Coming in, but that's it.
Okay. How close can I get to the elevator if I just do like a drive-by?
You can drive right by it.
Okay.
Right into it.
I'm gonna park the car
Sure.
right into the elevator. Yeah, I actually, I don't know. Do I? I don't know if I should go inside. I'm not discreet.
Yeah, the only camera that you're seeing is right at the entrance to the parking garage. You don't even see cameras around the elevator at all.
Go push an elevator button.
I kind of want to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
I'm scrubbing like go push an elevator
Go
button.
to the
Yeah.
elevator. Yeah,
So
I'll
you guys
park.
do have personal communication, so that's,
Yeah, I'll go park.
okay. You want to check out the elevator?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing on the outside keeps you from getting it in. Although once you're in, you see that it goes up to ground level and then first level, second level. There is a level below the parking garage, but it needs a key for it to be active.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's all I need right now. We're just scouting. All right. So I'll get back.
Yeah, you notice inside the elevator, no cameras.
It's really strange. Okay.
It's like they want to be robbed
I
by
know.
us.
Yeah. I feel like maybe this is the test. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So that'll be good. That's good enough for now.
So when you are coming out, the camera did log that your car went down into the parking garage, and one of those 4 guards just comes out, and you're leaving, and he just waves.
Sorry, I got turned around, and I'll just
Yeah.
keep going.
I'd have been
He
like,
just waves you on.
here's a business card for our asphalt cleaning service. You got some stains in your underground park.
So if they're friendly, actually, if they're being
very
friendly, God, I'm curious. Okay, you guys don't have to be hiring or anything, would you?
Oh, well, I mean, it depends. What do you hiring for? What? I mean, do you write? Do you edit, layout?
No, I meant like you guys, Like,
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, we'll take a resume if you got one. Just shoot me your link.
Okay. Shit.
Hard copy. You
Can I spend like some edge or something to suggest that I have like a already like fake resume that looks great and all that kind of stuff?
That's a perfect thing to create an asset with. If you want to spend an edge, you have a D6 asset that is your professional page.
Okay. So I'll do that. I will spend it. Actually, I'm sitting on 2, so I'll do that. Okay, and I will shoot him over that link.
All right.
Yeah.
Basically, things like your security.
Yeah. Like basically, I want it to look like I'm a hitter, so like I want it to be somebody who maybe I have some military experience, or maybe I've got some law enforcement experience, something like that. Like nothing shady, but
yeah, you shoot over the link. He looks at it quick. He's like, yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, there's not a lot going on over here. There's a couple of us that work here during the days. They don't keep night security. Not a lot here to steal. I mean, who reads books anymore, right? Am I right?
No, not me.
But yeah, I mean, they hire now and then. I've been on the job 4 or 5 months now. Pays okay. I mean, not great, but the job's easy.
No action, nothing, huh?
Just... the issue was, some armor, some bulletproof vest, but I think I put it on the first day. Left it, been leaving it in the cubby since. Man. Who's going to steal books? I mean, come on, they're books.
Honestly, man, it sounds like a dream gig. You just kind of hang out all day to let your mind wander, and then
Oh yeah, and the cafeteria is great. Got full access.
Well, that's great. You don't got to do nothing. That's amazing. You just go off. 8 to 5 or so. That seems like a good gig, man. It's a good gig.
Oh yeah. We're here a little bit longer than the place is open, but not much. We do the rounds, make sure nobody's snuck into an office or stayed in the restroom or passed out with boredom in one of the rooms, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Never had anyone just show up sometime and, and then went just sleeping in one of the offices there. What kind of
Oh,
person?
it's happened more than you'd think.
No kidding. Oh man, I'd love to hear about it.
Well, they use this thing in the park over there that they sprayed, kind of get the mood going. I think some of these guys stay in that park way too long, get way too relaxed. Found a guy in the toilet who was there for like 4 hours, still didn't pass his business. I had to wait another 20 minutes for that. Oh no, it's a good job though. Yeah, sure. I'll send this up to our headhunters and we'll see.
Is this where the campaign shifts, where we all try to get legit jobs?
Can I? I'm not sure if this is allowed. I have another point of edge. Can I kind of like befriend this guy and like make him like an actual like
sure.
Hey I'd love to pick your ear, about the
Sure.
job,
What's his name? What's his name?
Let's see. Who else can I make fun of? Let's call him Fogel.
Fogel. All right. Rent-a-cop Fogel.
In Star Fogel.
Oh yeah. He'll send you his link address. It's like we hang out at a bar a couple blocks that way. It's we get together a few times a week, have some beers, drop by sometime. I'll introduce you to the guys.
Oh, that sounds great. Yep. Oh, this is wonderful. All right, so I'll make a note of that. Like, you guys getting together tonight, or?
Nah, Monday. Hump day. Wednesdays when we usually go out.
Wednesdays, got it. Well, yeah, I'll definitely. I'll come on by. It sounds good. First round's on me. All right.
Thumps roof of your car, waves you on.
All right.
Yeah, it's real laid back.
Okay.
All right, so when you guys all get back together, yeah, it's pretty lax. I mean, the bar gas seemed to be the biggest threat. But,
Another thing I would want to see after the bar gas come out, is there any kind of gate that goes over, or fencing that goes over the entrance to the underground parking garage?
Nope.
Okay, so the bar gas have full access to that as
They
well.
do. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I kind of don't want to rob this place. I just want to work here. I mean, it's honestly seems like a really nice place to work. I gotta say,
I got a book deal.
It's publishing. I got friends. Gonna go out to a happy hour.
Well, listen,
Ivan can go play with the bar gas, start stuff on fire out
maybe
there.
they need the magical security too. I'm quite good at detecting assholes.
There you go.
See, maybe this is their diabolical plan to make sure they're never firebombed by a bunch of PCs.
They're so damn friendly.
That Malachi Morgan, their CEO, sure knows his business.
So it sounds like we've maybe gathered 3 possible ends, right?
Yeah.
You could go make friends with the guard and get a key to the elevator.
Definitely. Yeah.
I mean, you could drink with them and drug them, and none of them show up for work the next day.
Yeah.
I could smash them, take their clothes, and we could be the guards.
I would be worried with that.
Nope, no smashing. I
wait,
don't want to smash them.
just
Fogel's a nice
listen,
guy.
Drug one, get
if
the
this
key.
is such a good job and these guards are so friendly, probably all the employees know the guards by name. It's like
true.
Cheers. So we would not want to do this, because then there would be many questions. Why are all guards gone? Why are only 3 guards here? Why are 3 guards so us?
I could go figure out who's the biggest asshole, or you could, because you detect him. We could kill that one secretly. Then I can get a job, and then
I was just saying, get him drunk. He can show up for work the next day, but he's somehow misplaced his keys, or perhaps we could even because the bar is probably not open in the morning, and so you could send a message that says, "Hey, we found your keys and figured it's from your group. You all look like Lone Stars. Come pick up your keys after work tomorrow or something." And we'd have 24 hours with that elevator key.
We could do this. Now, there was also there's a laundry truck that comes by at 3 p.m. We could steal laundry truck, hide in laundry, and then they wheel us inside, and then we sneak out of laundry, and
Does it come every day? We don't know yet,
we
right?
do not know yet. We know it came on Monday.
Why do they have a laundry service? That's weird.
This is
Are they laundering money?
Gantu, you can probably put that together because your new buddy told you they have a cafeteria.
Yeah, they got a cafeteria. So they got to clean stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Local.
Towels.
Local's
aprons,
very open.
stuff like
Good
that.
food, apparently.
Seems like he's going to leave us, Ivan. He's going to go get a real job.
I'm going straight.
You know you won't be able to like smash and burn stuff all the time.
No, they keep telling us that being a wage slave is a bad thing, but hell, it's not sounding bad.
Yeah, how many days have we gone without?
You can
food?
get high right on the damn premises. I don't understand the problem.
All right, guys, you wanna call it there for the night?
yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
All right.
We can
So
all
yeah, but I
ponder-
just want to point out that I'm not trying to hamper your style. I gave you an out. It's just a matter of losing a bonus if you didn't want to go in guns blazing and everything. But yeah, it's you guys are starting to get a little bit of
We're becoming a team.
notoriety, yeah, and part of becoming ace level Shadowrunners is being able to get in and out without leaving trace.
Yeah.
So that's the next step, is to be able to do that. We're going to leave the board as it is. So Ivan, you still have 2 points of edge. The other guys are blown out, and I keep my doom pool, which is not awfully large right now, so not too many things can go wrong for you.
I knew roll 20 was going to blow that one roll. I was like, oh, here it comes. Shit.
Well, that's how you earn your edge, so not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
All right, well let's call it a night, guys. Hope you like that. We haven't gotten too far into the system yet. This is one of my favorite systems, actually, Cortex. But all right, Chuck, that's any last and parting words to our poor audience that may have sat through this.
Twitch.tv/Defenders of Cobalt. You can find us there a lot. Or also this coming Friday, you can find us twitch.tv/ZweihanderRPG for our next Zweihander session in our campaign, The Bloody Marches. Defenders of Cobalt. Yeah.
Watch their stuff. Jeff.
Twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. Mondays we have a regular show. Chuck's in it. We're gonna be finishing one up tomorrow and starting a new one next week. And then Friday, Saturday we usually play like Meet Near Zero, Electric Bash then. And then Thursdays, twitch.tv/ZweihanderRPG. You can catch us there. And just Google or look on a podcast, whatever you get your podcast, search for Adventures in Lollygagging. So tons of stuff there.
Nice. Christopher.
2 Old Guys Games, 2oggames.com for all your nautical, piratey, weird DCC needs. Well, I mean, just the one product. But more coming soon, because now I have 25% packaged up for shipping, so I can start focusing on the next great adventure.
Very good. And I'm Bert. Check out Of Steam, Steel, and Murder at BLU.